Cue music. Welcome to the Prospect Warehouse podcast. This is your host, Tim Kanak. You can find me on X at Fantasy Aceball. And this is your first. It is the first Doc's Dynasty Hour is what I dubbed it in the podcast with John last time. So we're dubbing it Doc's Dynasty Hour. This is the first one, of course. We've got to have Doc, that means. So you got Doc at Doc Eisenhower on the X. What's up, mi amigo?
I'm just hanging out, dude, living life. Exhausted. Gotta wake up at like 3 a.m. tomorrow or something like that. So it'll be a doozy. We'll see if we can fly through this one. Of course, Tim writes these outlines, and I don't read them. And so then I was about to read it, and he stopped me. He said, "Let's just do it live." He said, "F it, we're doing it live." So whatever he's got planned for today, it's going to be shocking, and you're going to have to listen.
Yes, it's a surprise. And if you're watching on Xvision or YouTube, you can see the background is black. I'm not as good with like the fancy stuff as John, but he does have some like random templates and stuff saved on here that I get to play with. And I was like, for this, we're doing MLB Data Warehouse black. This is like dark. This is dark MLB Data Warehouse dark hat or whatever. Black hat, isn't that what they call it?
Yeah.
Cowboy. Come on, cowboy. You should know. White hat, black hat. All right, so we're doing black MLB Data Warehouse black. We're starting with third base. We already talked about third base redraft in the last pod with John. Since it's Doc's Dynasty Hour, we are doing third base dynasty rankings. And basically, what you're going to get and what we're going to do is we're going to be going through my third base dynasty rankings, but then Doc can poo-poo all over them. He's going to be able to do what he wants, poo-poo, say what he wants to do. But we're playing a game. So I basically prefaced Doc before we started recording. I said in my best soft voice, "Going to play a game." You can probably do it better than me. Come on, actor.
No, I can't do that. When I was sick, I could do that.
I know, right?
I don't remember how he sounds like. Do you want to play a game? I don't remember how. Isn't it very deep and gravelly?
Yeah, he's got a gravelly voice.
Wheelhouse,
There's the little puppet. You got a little puppet.
Yeah, it's been a while. I know.
All right. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through tiers. I tiered off these guys in little groupings, and basically we're gonna play MFK. And so, but we're doing this rated PG style here. So it's gonna be keep draft cut instead of what you normally think. So keep draft cut. So I'm gonna throw the first tier up here. And again, they're my tiers, so don't, if you don't like them, then blame. No, that's not the first one. Where is it?
I already like it.
Yeah. John's, they're all out of order. All right. Where is it? Okay. That it? No. All right. Now look, we're going to go through every single one. There it is. Boom. First tier. Okay.
Well, this is a treat for the viewers, for the visual. They got everything spoiled just now.
Yeah, exactly. So we got a thing. It kind of went over Doc's head a little bit. I don't know how to. I'm not John. I can't really like do this as well as him. So mind the technical difficulties here as I try to figure out the.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, there we are. All right. So we have our first tier. We're gonna keep one guy, draft two, and cut one. So okay. Doc, we have number 1 for Dynasty in my rankings, Junior Caminero. Number 2, Jose Ramirez. Number 3, JJ Weatherholt, and number 4 Sal Stewart. And you can see, if you're watching, that you've got the F scores all heat mapped out. So that's part of what you get with the prospect package. You're getting the ages of the guys. You're getting F scores. So here's our tier. Caminero, Ramirez, Weatherholt, Stewart. Keep 1, draft 2, cut 1.
So, I mean, cutting Stewart, dude. This is like I know you're so in love. Like, he's got great fun upside, but you're kind of like crowning him prematurely, in my opinion. Here, it's it's like that meme with like the Big Bird, and like he looks different from all the other ones, or the 3 dragons, and one's kind of like
Yeah.
So he's just not like these other names here, Camp. And so the other 2 are keep, other 3 are keep, and 2 draft, 1 keep.
Yes, you can only keep 1.
Okay, so you're saying that like one would be a keeper like that we're not letting go of, and then The other two, like you're just trying to pick up. Like imagine it's a keeper league. Yeah.
So basically, the other two you're drafting, but you can't keep them. Basically, you get them for 1 year.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Interesting. Gosh, this is just like I gotta make sure I don't homer this one because I do watch a lot of Cards games and I don't watch any Rays games. I don't watch a lot of them. Pepiot, if he's on the mound, I'll watch it. You gotta just draft Jose Ramirez because of his age at this point, but he's not slowing down. I think we keep waiting for him to slow down. It's gonna happen. Father Time remains undefeated, so he wouldn't be my keeper between Caminero and Weatherholt here. I was like looking at Caminero's Savant page. It's crazy to see that his launch angle sweet spot's to the second percentile. What does that mean? Like, does that mean like he's got way more upside? Like, what happens if he gets to like 10, 50 percentile? Like he's not even doing a good job, hitting the best angle possible, and he's still cranked 45 home runs as a 22-year-old. So, like, is this a 60 home run bat? I don't know, man. Like, I think I might have missed. I was never super excited about him. I just didn't know what to believe. I'm like, could he really have that much power? And it looks like he actually does. So, what's his ratio upside might be another question. But if you're just making such elite contact, and he was only striking out at a 19% clip last year, like his OBP, maybe he's never an OBP king. Is my concern if you're in an OBP league. But that OPS will just be so sweet. If you play in an OBP league, it's the only time you can go with JJ. Otherwise, I think you got to keep Caminero. And I got to that conclusion. If you're like OBP is like, I do play in a league where it's not, I played in a couple, I think I'm dropping one, but I played in a couple where it was only OBP, no average and no OPS, just OBP. In that league, I think I'd go JJ just because he's going to be so elite with the ratios, probably steal a bunch, but maybe JJ's peak season's like 30 home runs. AKA Caminero's like worst season from now on out, probably until he's like 39.
Or for like points, I suppose. There's a case for JJ for points leagues. Like you see the plate discipline is a 121.
Depends on the format. If they reward home runs a lot, nah.
Yeah, exactly. But if you get points for like walks and like the leagues where you get points for not striking out, that's like a big boon, right? For someone like JJ. Those are the leagues where like Steven Kwan is like the top guy in the league and you're like, what the heck happened here? But there are points leagues where that happens. So like for non-strikeouts and then walks. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I would do the same thing, even though I love my boy Sal here. And in tier 2, you might even have, you might be like, I would have some of these guys over Sal. So I'm interested to hear what you say on the next tier. Let's see if I can get this one right. Is it this one? No. we're gonna play because for whatever reason when I downloaded these I put them in order and then now I just put them in random order, so that's fun. But we have here tier number 2 is also going to be the same kind of thing. We'll keep 1, draft 2, cut 1. So number 5 we have Isaac Paredes. Number 6 is Austin Riley. Number 7 Munetaka Murakami, still only 25 years old, people, so pretty young. And then next is Matt Shaw. So 8 is Matt Shaw in this tier here, who is homeless position-wise right now, thanks to Bregman. So I don't know, like ultimately if he'll keep third base eligibility or if he's going to be second or outfield or what. But like because it's kind of like unknown what is going to happen with him as far as like what position he'll be kind of like making home long-term, I just left him here. So because we don't really know. So out of these 4 guys, Doc, keep 1, draft 2, cut 1, and then tell me if you're moving Stewart below any of these guys or if you're moving any of these guys up into that last tier we just talked about.
Oh man, I just it's rattling how bad third base is right now in terms of depth. I don't think these guys are like necessarily my next tier. Like I'd rather have Caleb Durbin than we're not gonna talk about Durbin yet. We'll get there. Murakami, I think I gotta cut him. I think I'm the low guy on him. Just the fact he's 26 now, by the way, that's not like the killer for me, but he is not 25 anymore. But he's got a bad hit tool in like a league where the pitchers are worse, and he's going to come over and go into a bad development org for hitters, and he's going to not have a lot of good counting stats, and we'll see how does he do like when he's not the king of the castle. How does he do when he struggles immensely? This doesn't, and I don't want to be the guy who says he's not going to have a career because it just might take a while. which with his age being 26, that's not the end of the world that it takes him a couple of years, but he'll be a late bloomer, right? And people will get tired of him. There'll be some new overseas signings and they'll forget. And so there'll probably be a buy low opportunity for that 146, power score. That's pretty crazy. Like the power is undeniable. It's just a matter of how will he handle this elite pitching for the first time, really over a sustained period of time. I know he played in the WBC and all that, but this will be the real deal in the bigs, different culture, different environment. He's going to be in a new, he's going to be in a new home and across the world. I don't think it'd be easy for me to go over to Japan and just try to play baseball there, mostly because I'm not that good at baseball compared to these guys, yeah. Like in terms of like church league softball, like I'm solid, but professional baseball, Murakami's probably got me beat. So yeah, he's a cut for me. His comp is me. So that's terrible.
Hey, when you cut him, do you get to cut him with a Fruit Ninja samurai sword?
With a what do you call it? A katana.
Yeah.
Dude, what's gonna happen with Matt Shaw? I just don't know what is the deal. His metrics don't look great, but he just still seems like he'll be a ball player to me. His sprint speeds were great. Like his strikeouts and his walks, like they weren't horrendous, but his bat speed, like he doesn't seem like he's going to be a freak hitter or anything like that. And I think that was always kind of a suspicion. That said, 13-17 in your first season, it's actually a little bit Durbin-ish, funny enough, but with worse ratios. So we'll see. He's still young. 24 years old. He's going to have to improve in his second season here. The Cubs are going for it. They're trying to make things work here. So they may end up moving him. They got great contact rates, but they may end up moving him. I don't think he could be a keeper, though. I not as of right now. Out of these four guys, and I never want to like Paredes. I want to go to Riley next, though, because I want to see like just how likely. Because my gut says Riley. Yeah, Riley. Riley's the keeper. His metrics are still what I thought they were. His strikeouts, he's not over 30% strikeouts. He needs to stay healthy, right? He's kind of flirting with 20 home runs the last couple seasons. But, it's if he can get, and maybe he's never getting 37 with a 281 average again. But if he can hit 25 home runs, 260 average, 320 OBP, high 700s OPS or 800 OPS. Look at the rest of these third basemen. Like, doesn't have a lot of competition right now. So, yeah, he's not as sexy as he once seemed. I didn't realize he was so fast. He doesn't steal bases, but he's actually pretty fast. I would say my keeper, even without looking at Paredes, is going to be Riley. So the other guy I'd be drafting along with Matt Shaw will be, and I will say this, Murakami definitely has more upside than Shaw, but like I said, it's kind of like a Durbin-y thing where I just feel like they're both Durbin, Shaw will have like big, long careers, whereas Murakami's upside is like a star, whereas his floor is at not making it a dent in the league. Paredes, he just does his thing, right? He's kind of classic. I do like it, like the fact that it works because it's funky. He gets results. He just yanks them, right? It doesn't strike out, takes a lot of walks. But just like the least freaky athlete of all time. Still, yeah. Isn't that weird? How is he 26? How is he only 26?
He's been around for a long time. I think
it doesn't seem right.
He's either 20
he's 32 in my head.
He was either 20 or 21 when he came up. So when I did these F scores, like I was actually really surprised by how good Paredes actually is at like everything, because I thought he was basically just kind of a gimmick. Right. I was like, yeah. He's, just going to pull fly ball. Okay. But look at Matt Shaw here. This is the concerning thing about Matt Shaw is his average EVs are so low, 83.7, 69.7 bat speed. That's pretty bad for a young guy. Yeah. The contact rates are great. It's a little concerning. And yeah, like I like Shaw for a rebound a bit. F scores kind of like him for a rebound, but that's a little scary to me. And then Paredes. I'm going to pull Paredes up here. Let's look at Paredes' F scores because they're really good. Look at this. Just insane. Like his hit tool really surprised me, Doc. 83.6% contact rate. 88.8% zone contact rate. That's really good. And like while his EVs are like actually kind of pretty similar to Shaw's, the difference is like his angles. He just gets into superior angles for what he does. So I guess like to me, I think I would almost have to keep Paredes, and it's all dependent on him being in Houston, right? Like if he gets traded to a ballpark that is not conducive to pull fly balls, like if he's just traded to the Cardinals, which there's like rumors out there the Cardinals like him, which I don't understand why, because like you saw what it did to Arenado's power, and they're very similar hitters as far as like how they hit. So like I would hate that for him for fantasy. Not a move I like. But I think I'd probably actually keep Paredes. Riley has had 2 down years, and he just seems kind of risky to me. Like that's a guy I want to draft and kind of see what's there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut Shaw, and actually I'm going to draft Murakami because I'm just so interested to see what he can do in the White Sox org. And like, yeah, we've got sketchy F scores. Like you got a 94 hit tool, but like he's kind of like Max Muncy. And Chicago, people forget, Chicago is actually a really good home run park. Like there were a lot of really good home run hitters there for a long time. Abreu, Tomei, all these guys. And then they've just been so bad lately that everyone just forgets. But Chicago actually plays up as a hitter's park. So this guy might hit like 35 bombs. And yeah, it'll probably come with a 220 average or something like that with a bunch of Ks. But 35 homers still plays in most leagues. What do you think, Doc?
Well, I think that, I get it, man. But I kind of think I laid my case out, right? Like the Murakami versus Shaw. Like I can't fault you for going for the upside. Again, like Matt Shaw could just be this utility guy, and Murakami could end up mashing 35 home runs or something and being a stud. Maybe 75 RBIs on a terrible White Sox team, or maybe Caleb Bonham gets up there eventually. We'll see. I think the last thing I'll say on Murakami is I think money speaks. People who think that he's going to be coming in here and being an absolute stud. Well, 30 teams didn't think that.
Yeah, that's why I definitely want to keep him. But like, I'm kind of curious. It's like when poker, right? And you get your first 3 cards down. I can't remember what it's called. It's been a minute since I played, but you get your first 3 cards down, and it's like you want to, and nobody's pushing all in or anything like that. You just put a couple chips in, whatever. It's like okay,
probably a first baseman though, huh?
Yeah, probably first baseman. But you know what? In leagues right now, he's got third base eligibility. So it is what it is for now. Yeah. Let's get to the next tier here. This is actually only a 3-man tier. I'm limiting your choices. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Yeah, see, this thing did not put this in the correct order at all.
Oh, man. Yeah, yours are all bad. I love this tier. This tier's way better.
Yeah, tier 3. So this tier 3 right here, it's got some, an older guy in it. And so obviously that's going to affect it a little bit. And these are pretty close here. And I tried to make the tiers too, so they're fun to make them interesting. So I actually did do some movement just for this exercise here. But we got here, keep 1, draft 1, cut 1. Manny Machado is first here. So he's going to be number 9. Maikel Garcia, ya boy, is number 10 here. And Jordan Westberg is number 11. And it's kind of funny because F score wise, Garcia and Westberg are almost like opposites, where Garcia's hit, good plate skills, speed, and then Westberg is has not good plate skills, and then it's just adds extra power in there. So kind of interesting tier here. You got a couple guys, Maikel 26, Westberg 27, Machado 33. So obviously Machado's really good, but he's older. He's, the Padres are going to be worse. And when you're thinking of Dynasty, you have to think with guys who are 33, how many years of production are you going to get on? This is not redraft, right? You're not getting it for 1 year. You're thinking about 2, 3, 4, 5 years in Dynasty. So what do you got here, Doc, between these 3?
Yeah, it's an easy tier for me to call. So Westberg is not anywhere close to these guys. He can't stay healthy. He's never, he's not hitting, 17, 18 home runs. Okay. But he doesn't take walks. His OBP is extremely limited. So, yeah, this guy, yeah, he just, of course, if you're prorating this and you get him to a whole season, what's he looking at here? 25 home runs. Okay, now we're talking, but it's he has to do that, right? You can't just say what if. He has to be able to do it. It's a real thing. Matthew Liberatore. I'm taking some flack for some aggressive trades I made for him last year. And I'm like, hey, dude, if you prorate the early part of the season, what if you got hurt? If you got hurt halfway through the season, people will be calling him a breakout this year, breakout pick. But he didn't. You got to be consistent throughout the year. You got to earn
new
it.
pitch. He's got a new pitch.
He does?
Yeah, he
Dude,
would.
don't give me Liberator. Don't give me Libby fuel.
He was on Cardinals territory, and then he was talking about how he has a new pitch, and then he wouldn't tell them. They're like, "What is it?" He's like, "I'm not telling you." He's like, "I don't want anybody." He's like, "Nobody's gonna know until spring training."
Dude, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna be blasting that to everyone, and just to be really annoying. You can get him for free right now. Okay, but Westberg, yeah, he's got good sprint speed. I'm guessing his injuries like kind of kept him off the base pass last year, but even the year before, he wasn't running that much. I don't know. What is he? Is he a 2010 guy? He hasn't been either yet. He's still 26, so there's time. Good lineup. The lineup's getting better again, so just stay healthy, get some counting stats. But I think the floor, I think the ceiling, I think the ceiling is limited, and I think the floor is lower. So out of here. Michael Garcia, it seemed like you thought they were kind of similar. I do not think that at all. I think Michael Garcia is like a star. He's a star confidently already. There is superstar upside, but it relies on him. It depends on what path he takes, because you have his 89 power score here that doesn't line up with like actually like his power. Like his exit velos are consistently extremely high, above average is 91. He smacks the heck out of these balls. And he makes a ton of contact. Look at the Savant page. Like he's one of the best pure hitters in all of baseball. That never strikes out. And the problem before was he wouldn't take walks. Well, now he's walking. His sprint speed's fine. His technique is obviously pretty good, because let me look here. Yeah, his sprint speed's never been like amazing, but he's still 37 in 2024. So even if he never does that again, he could get to 30. So 16 home run. He went 4, 7, 16 home runs here. The power's always been there, but it's just been like his angles, his decisions, right? His approach. If he just decides if he decides, oh my gosh, and I'm forgetting the key part here, the fences are down and in at Kauffman as well. So you're automatically seeing a little boost here. He may decide to, I hope he doesn't totally go the other way with it and like turn into like a 260 hitter again. But he could be like a 280, 290-ish hitter with 20 plus home runs and 30 stolen bases. Apparently he's taking a walk, so good OBP too. Like this is a guy, and like frankly, with his EVs, 20 may be low. Like he could get to a 25 power one day. How old is he? 25. So like this could be, and he's Ronald Acuna's cousin. Like it's clear, like bloodlines aren't everything, but he's got something. He's special. So I think everyone's still underrating Michael Garcia. He's my keeper. He's my keeper for sure. And then Machado, I would just say that he is I think he's been underrated for like 5 years or something. It feels like for a while now. Everyone's been waiting for him to fall off. He refuses to do so. He's so consistent, stays healthy. He's actually more healthy than he has been in a couple of years, but he's always pretty healthy as of late. Roughly 30 home runs every year. He actually stole 14 bases last year. It's kind of funny. Didn't see that. I didn't really register that. His metrics are all great. He stole 14 bases with a 13th percentile sprint speed. Technique, folks, it'll get you places. So he's still great. Draft him. Heck, if he's your keeper, if it wasn't Michael Garcia, if this was the last tier, Machado's my keeper. But in this one, it has to be Michael because his upside is phenomenal and his floor is really solid.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm doing the same thing, but I am going to put a little, I guess, cold water on Michael, or kind of defend the F scores, I suppose, with the 89 power score. One thing to remember with the F scores is that it's taking past data too. It's not just the previous season. So it's going to be weighing in 2024 where he only had a 101 ISO. It's going to be weighing in 2023 where he had an 86 ISO. So even though he did have like this major power uptick last year, the F scores are going to be based off of multiple seasons, not just one season. And F scores also take barrel rates into account for power, and barrel rates are actually pretty low for him. So that's the one thing that because he does hit the ball hard, but he's not barreling it up as you would like to translate to more power. Home run to fly ball rates are also pretty low for him. So, he needs, if he wants to hit 20, 25 homers, it's an angles thing for him. It's not hitting the ball harder. He's hitting the ball hard enough, but it's getting to superior angles and like trying to figure out how he can get better angles for power if he wants to hit for more power. But like you said, if he hits for more power, is that going to affect the batting average? Do you really want, is that something that the Royals want him to do as the leadoff hitter for the team? They might not even want him to do that. They might be like, dude, just keep doing what you're doing. We know, you could probably hit 20, 25 homers, But if you do, you're going to be sacrificing batting average, and you're our leadoff guy. We want you to get on base for Pasquatch or whatever, right? So like, there's a real possibility that they signed him now long term. That they're like, hey, look, like we already paid you, so like you don't have to work to like hit homers for a contract. Like it's not going to help. So just like help be a team guy now or something. So I don't know. Just some thoughts there from Michael. But out of this tier here, you mentioned you like this tier much better than the last one. Would you move all of these guys above like the entire the last tier, or like is it like you might move one or two of these guys and like
Machado and Garcia definitely.
And then are you moving them all the way up past like Paredes?
Yes.
And so all the way up, both of them above Paredes.
Yeah. Who's the first tier?
First tier was Weatherholt and Caminero, Jose Ramirez, Weatherholt, Sal.
Yeah, Sal's not in that for me. Like they're above Sal. Machado, yeah, I'm drafting him over Weatherholt in a redraft. And I'm taking Mikel over Weatherholt in a redraft. We'd be taking a lot of time if I try to sit here and think about who I'm keeping between Weatherholt, Machado. No, Weatherholt or Mikel would be a tough one for me, but we can get into that another time for who I'd be keeping. I have those guys way higher. So everyone remember, Doc has never lost anything he's ever played in his life. So,
so listen to Doc. This is Doc's Dynasty Hour here. Yeah. So take heed, people. All right, next tier. We have a 4-person tier. This is going to be different. You're going to keep one, draft one, and cut two. Trying to change things up, make things a little harder. So we've got here next tier. We got Brett Beatty, Alex Bregman, Noelvi Marte, Colt Keith.
What's going on with Beatty? Like, there's been so many movements with the Mets. Does he have a starting spot right now?
Roster Resource has him DHing, but the word on the street is basically him and Matt Shaw have like the same news. Like, oh, we'll probably try him in the outfield a little bit, and then they play a little corner here and DH here. It's kind of the same thing. Like Beatty's played second and third already. So it's kind of like the same thing for both of them. So it sounds like teams want people who can be more flexible positionally. So, and they traded Luis Angel Acuna, who was kind of doing that for them last year, playing all over the place. So it sounds like he might play a little bit of left field, second, third, first DH or something, which is actually pretty nice if you own him in leagues because you're going to probably get a lot of position flexibility. So,
yeah, Beatty's like a bat speed king, but I don't know. It's taken a while. I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to work out. Not with this team. I'd like to see him go to like a cruddy team with more opportunity. Maybe if he can become like a 20-10 guy. Maybe he's just like a boring guy who's serviceable throughout his career. But yeah, like his ratios aren't even fantastic either. So we'll see. He's young, but he's probably a cut here just right off the top for a multitude of reasons. Bregman, I don't know. I feel like he's going to – how many years he get signed for?
5.
Yeah. He used to just chill in one spot for a while. Gosh, he's got such a face that you just want to punch, you know? I mean, he'd probably keep the
he stares at the camera.
Yeah, he just has like this kind of face. So, yeah, he's always just underrated. I always have to check in because I'm always just there's always a guy, especially when he was on the Red Sox. There's always a guy who likes Bregman more than me, so I just don't end up picking him up very often. He's pretty consistent. He's 2 cuts. I don't imagine how this guy could be a cut. What do you make of his power? Because dropped off last year, but the Cubs are weird because I believe it's technically like kind of a hitter's park, but it just depends on that wind, right?
Yeah, it depends on. It's not a hitter's park when it's cold, so like it's actually really cold there, April, like early May, and then as the season, like as it gets into summer, then it really turns into a hitter's park. But at the beginning of the year, it is not a hitter's park. But I mean, Bregman is not a home run guy anyway. He's like a doubles run.
Well,
RBI.
No, you can't say that because he's been hitting 25, 26, and now he hit 18 last year. It's still fine.
Yeah. I mean, he's like a counting. He's a counting stats king because he's gonna hit third. He's gonna get a ton of runs in RBI. So like he's gonna, he's probably gonna go 20 home runs, 100 as long as he's healthy.
Yeah, he's at least a draft. There's only one guy. I think he's my keeper. He's my keeper just because he's the safest guy. He has to be out of these 4. Noelvi Marte, I was pretty big on him. Then he got popped. And I don't know. Kind of like feel like everyone's really all in on Marte again out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Metrics don't love him. I think there's upside. I think my draftee is Colt Keith. Yeah, he's just such a weird guy. Remember he came up and he's just like, yeah, big power bout. Him and Kobe Mayo, like they're kind of getting ranked near each other. And now like Colt Keith's kind of become this like wet noodle, like just boring profile. But he's a major leaguer, right? And Kobe Mayo, like still swinging for the fences, but so far no good in terms of a major league career. So we'll see how the story unfolds for both. But yeah, I think that there's some upside here for growth though, because he's still really young, 24 years old, big body. He seems to be able to play multiple positions on defense. If he can stick around and like actually get a lot of ABs on the successful team, that'd be fantastic. If you put him on like the Reds or something, I think he'd pop. Maybe he could probably get a 20 home run season. He seems to be able to find the sweet spot. So like his metrics are getting pretty good actually. Like he if you look at from 2025 to 2024, it's like night and day. He clearly made some major evolutions. He didn't see it in a big way in the final stat line, but he did get on base at a much better clip, and that's really important these days, right? Moneyball. Yeah. So if he can be in there as a 15 to 20 home run guy, maybe closer to 18 to – if he can be like a Burleson type-ish, he doesn't look like he's as pure of a hitter, but if he can get a little bit like a bit of a burly to him, maybe 270 batting average, 340 OBP, I mean, that's actually really good. Even if he hits 15 home runs, it's just a matter of where's he going to stick defensively. He's my draftee to see what happens.
I actually really like that comp. I think that's like a really spot on like comp is he could be like Burleson, because Burleson, remember too, was kind of slow out of the gate. And he didn't get full playing time, kind of like Keith, right? Like they both didn't get full playing time. They're both lefties. Like Keith is probably a better athlete and has a bit higher pedigree. But I think that's actually a pretty good path for him. If he could make like Burleson like strides, that'd be pretty interesting. I think something that just really dings him is that park, right? He's a lefty.
Yeah.
That park is rough for lefties. So I think that really dings the power because, I mean, like you've got good EVs, but the problem is too, only a 29% fly ball rate. That just ain't going to cut it for power. So he's got to fix the angles for sure if he's going to do that. But yeah, I'm probably, I'm going to draft Bregman in this one. So like I feel like you have to draft Bregman in this one pretty much. So I'm drafting Bregman and then I'm like, okay, who am I going to keep here between these guys? Like, I don't want to keep Bregman because like 34, 35, like he's the type of guy where he'll probably be okay when he's 34 because he's like hit first. Like he might be like Altuve where he ages kind of gracefully, I guess. So maybe that is the move for the keeper. But like I'm just very intrigued by Beatty's power outbreak, like his breakout that he had last year with the power. And it seems like they still really like him, even though they signed Bo and they just traded for a Lou Bob and it's like, oh, let's block him at every spot. It's like I feel like they still really like him. So I'm gonna keep Beatty and then I'm gonna draft Bregman and then cut Marte and Keith. So next tier here, tier 5. This is gonna be your least favorite tier, maybe. Yeah, this is the old guy tier. You got
I don't mind this tier at all. This is interesting.
All right. Yeah, we got Eugenio Suarez, Max Muncy, and Matt Chapman. 34, 35, and 33 years old, respectfully. So you got to keep one of these guys. You got to draft one, and you got to cut one.
Yeah, I mean, just looking through, weren't people all out on Muncy at one point last year? Like I think he was slumping very bad and then got hurt or something like that.
Yeah, then his second half, he came back and he was good.
I'm looking at his page, like 376 OBP. Jeez Louise, crazy. Like it really depends on your league for this guy. You're in a batting average league, way sketchier. If you're in an OBP or OPS league, all right. Now the days of him, it seems like he's fully just platooning and whatever, right? Not getting, I don't know if he's going to hit 30 plus home runs, but if you're in a situation where, especially in a deeper league, he can be like a luxury bench piece on a daily format, right? It's like, yeah, man, you love that. When you put him in there, there's a good chance he's going to deliver for you. So love that Savant page. I'm going to take my time thinking about this one because they're similar in some ways, right? I mean, obviously they're all on the same age. Suarez again. Format. I didn't realize Suarez is with Savant page was so disgustingly bad. Like he's like it's all blue.
Yeah, he had such a good year.
That's why it's confusing.
Under the hood.
What the heck? I don't know how it was my first time seeing that. Like, yeah, it's like it was one of his worst years metric wise.
Back of the baseball card king.
Yeah, dude, the back of the baseball card. I mean, but not even. I mean, his batting average was horrible. His OBP was awful. So again, yeah, if you're an OPS only league, you're okay. Is he going to hit 49 again? I don't think so. Especially if I'm not like a metrics over everything kind of guy. Like he did hit those, they did go out, but my money would be regression city population. This guy, he's the mayor. And Matt Chapman. I've never really been a Matt Chapman guy. It's not my favorite park. I just don't like the Giants are so out of my mind, right? Like they're gonna end up watching them by force. Just, I mean, assuming I was gonna say because of Bryce Eldridge, but assuming he sticks around, you know, I like Birdsong too. There's a couple. There's some interesting pieces there, but he's been consistent. Yeah, he's just there, kind of doing his thing. You know, since 17, 27, 21, these home runs, just does it just right. Yeah, I'm starting to like as I'm talking about it, you're convincing me I don't like this tier that much. I think for some reason I like Muncy. I don't know why I like him. It doesn't make any sense.
It's because he's on the Dodgers, man. He's got like the best team ever around him.
Yeah, I haven't really looked at how his at bats are going to come into play here, but Chapman, best all around profiles Chapman, so he's definitely one of the guys I'm keeping. Crazy. That's so hard one. Like guy coming off 50 home run season versus guy who's a platoon guy. Can I end up cutting Suarez?
I would. That's what I would do.
That's a tough one, man. But but Muncy, like he hasn't hit over 20 home runs in 2 years now. Is he going to do it? I think I got to do that. It's crazy, but I have to keep Chapman, who I don't like. He's just like a boring guy to me. And then, I'm drafting Muncy because I just love that. I play in a lot of OBP and OPS leagues. And then Suarez, hope you don't hit 50, but I'm cutting you, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even know what team he's on. And
he goes the Athletics. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
80 home runs.
Yeah, if he's with Athletics. But watch, like the Angels or someone will get him, and it's like, I don't know. He'll be right next to Joe Adell, and you'll just have those two guys up back to back, and you're like, okay, one of these two guys is for sure striking out right now. Yeah. But I feel like Muncy with this Dodgers team right now is just like you just want a piece of that team. If you have no Dodgers, then you're like, okay, I gotta get a Dodger here. I don't even care who it is, just give me one. So that's why I'm doing the same exact thing. So next tier here is kind of a funky one. We got 5 guys. So like the burgers, baby. We got keep 1, draft 2, cut 2. So you've got here Connor Norby with the Marlins, Kazuma Okamoto with the Blue Jays.
Hold on. I missed the thing I'm doing. 2 cuts and 2 what else?
Yeah. Keep 1, draft 2, cut 2.
Thank you.
Yep. So we got Connor Norby, Okamoto, Royce Lewis, the walking injury, Jordan Lawler, and Marcelo Mayer. So you got 5 guys here. And I had to have Jordan Lawler and Marcelo Mayer right next to each other because they were drafted, I think, back-to-back too. So it's just like poetic justice there with those 2 guys. But, keep 1, draft 2, cut 2.
Cut Royce Lewis. This is not healthy. I don't trust him. How does he have a 104 durability rating? Change your metrics, change your formula.
That's because John, I had said it like getting along. I'll go a little long on this one. So I had set the durability to be mostly based on at bats when I did the F scores the first time. And then John is like, we need to have something in here for like bench players and stuff who come off the bench. So we've got to add in a factor for games played too. So he added in a factor for games played, not just at bats. And that's what's bumping his durability there. And of course, again, it's over a course of multiple seasons, not just 1 year.
Okay. That's a lot of words. His durability is bad. So ignore that. That was that's a very good system, folks, but you got to use your brain on that one. Gosh, this Okamoto guy. I don't trust his face. He looks like he just came out, had too much sake or something, you know.
That could be a good thing.
I don't know. I mean, he looks a little bit frisky in that baseball reference picture. He's ready to rumble. Yeah, I don't know. Like this guy comes over. He's about to be 30 years old. It'd be cool if he's good. I don't know, man. I'm very guarded with the overseas guys. Like they have to kind of be a Yamamoto. They have to be like clearly the best guy, or just not be, or be under the radar. I guess we're not taking, cost into account here, because I know he's going really high in these FYPDs and I don't know about that. But I don't love these other guys either. So I'm going to pause on Okamoto. What do you think about him first while I'm doing some other stuff here? What do you think about him?
I think he's just solid across the board. I mean, the dude will never run. Like, you looked at his picture, that guy's not running. He has like, he averages like 0.5 steals a year in his career in the NPB. But yeah, he definitely looks older than his age, man. Like, he looks older than me, and he's 29. But he's got a good bat. So I mean, like, he's got a pretty safe. I feel like he's a really high floor guy. So that's kind of like why you like him. He's gonna hit 7th for Toronto. Maybe if he's really good, they bump him to like 5th, 6th as the season goes on in the next couple of years here. But they sign him longer term. It's a good team, so you like that, and he's just pretty safe. He's like he seems like his profile is just very, very safe. So I feel like worst case scenario, you're gonna get like a 105 WRC plus or something, like 110. Like, that's like worst case scenario. So he's not gonna be bad, but like, what's he gonna do for you? 18 bombs and like 65 or something like that from the 7 hole.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. So Norby, I'm trying to go through the others and see where I end up with Okamoto, because he's just a wild card. You don't know how it's going to translate, right? It's yeah, I don't know. Seems like he's an okay hitter, better hitter than Murakami, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know, but but Norby is such a funny, like, weird guy. Remember, he was coming up in the Orioles org, and he was just one of those guys who looked really strong. Like, he could do like carve out a good like 2020 profile. Now it's like, is he going to be maybe 15, please? So like, but is it actually going to be like 12? Like, is he just a utility guy? So I don't know. It's like very low upside in my opinion. And so he's going to keep 1 and then draft 2 and cut 2. So I've already cut Royce Lewis. I think I got to keep Lawler and Mayer. I think that's just like this is their last year, right? This is their last year.
You only get to keep 1. Keep 1, draft 2, cut 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep. I've actually been like saying sell Lawler, sell this guy, but I'm going to keep him here just because he's got that fantasy juice, and he's still young enough. And frankly, he's kind of got a rough shake of like getting a consistent opportunity. I don't like his durability. It's getting Royce Lewisy. He's like not really. He's fumbling a little bit at the major league level when he's getting his shots. So, but hey, he's got that upside of actual 2020, and I think they're sticking him in the outfield now. Who knows? It's kind of like what you were talking about earlier. Yeah, we'll just kind of see what he did. Maybe he'll be in the outfield, like the Beatty and Shaw thing. So it is what it is. So I mean, I reluctantly keep him, and I'll draft. I'll draft Mayer because I just think he's gonna be safe and boring. I think he'll be like a solid 20 home run guy. I think he'll be like a Dansby Swanson-ish guy with less speed. So I'd take that for what you will. And then I mean, I guess I'll draft the upside of Okamoto and cut Norby, because Okamoto is this mystery box. He could be anything. He could even be a Norby. It's like well, he won't be Norby's profile, but I think that Norby could have a good long career as a pretty useful utility guy, and like maybe cut out maybe has like Durbin's last season upside, but that's like his upside in my opinion.
Yeah, call me crazy, man, but I'm definitely cutting Royce Lewis. I'm there with you. Like, I'm definitely cutting him, and I think I would have to keep Jordan Lawler because his upside is so high.
Yeah.
His problem is he's got to figure out how to hit breaking pitches. Like, hopefully he was just at one of those batting cages all off season, that you like can plug in different pitchers and like different pitches and stuff like that, and just had the setting on like no fastballs, like just hit all breakers all off season, because that's when he needs to learn how to hit is breakers. When you look at his batted ball versus pitches, he absolutely destroys fastballs but can't touch breakers. And pitchers know that, so they're just going to come after him. So it's time to adjust here. He's 23, top prospect, like all the tools in the world. Just got to hit a breaker. So I'm definitely going to keep him. Definitely cutting Lewis. And I'm going to, even though like this is where it gets tough for me. I'm going to draft Norby for sure. I think he's got a lot of playing time. I think the Marlins want him to succeed. And like I always comped him when he was a prospect to Aaron Hill. Like, I don't know if you remember Aaron Hill with the Blue Jays. Yeah, he was pretty good. He had some good seasons. So I think you could definitely get like a 25-10 season or something. So
25, that's a lot.
Yeah, I think he could do it. I mean, he had minor league seasons. He had 29-16 not too long ago, and 21. So 2022 he had 29 bombs. 2023 he had 21. So I mean, like he can.
I think if anything, he's going to go the other way. His sprint speed's good, but he's really just kind of doing the classic, like finding the sweet spot situation. So he's not like a slugger. He needs a lot. He needs a lot of things to go right. Sorry to cut you off, but my opinion is, if anything, like his value might come from being a 20 steals guy, and then maybe 15-20 is what he does, and that's fine, right? That's good.
Yeah, tough thing hitting Miami, right? He's at sea level, so that's going to diminish power a little bit. And he's in a freaking stadium in a dome where there's no.
How's his defense? Does he have the arm to play third?
I mean, they already did it, and they're gonna do it again, I think. So it doesn't really matter. I don't think it matters.
Eventually it'll matter, right?
Yeah, it's the Marlins. I mean, I'm keeping him. I mean, not keeping him. I'm drafting him, not keeping him. So I'm just picking him for the season. So that puts me between Okamoto and Marcelo Mayer for this year. I think I've just got to go Okamoto because he's safer if I'm just drafting him for a year.
I keep thinking like if I can draft them and decide to keep them next year, that's what I'm thinking, like, because that's how it is. So I'm sorry, everyone. I'm realizing
it's like a contract.
For this year, I'd probably do that.
Free agency.
Yeah, for this year, sorry, I would do Mayer. I would do Okamoto as a Mayer because he's like 30.
Yeah, just a little safer. So that's the only reason. Otherwise, I agree. Like that was my comp that I had on Mayer. Also, was Dansby Swanson. So like I agree, man. We'll get to the next tier. We got 2 more tiers. So the next tier is tier number 7. If I can actually find it on this thing somewhere. God, it was gonna be the last one that I clicked.
Somewhere. He's playing third.
Yeah. So here we go. 4 guys. You're gonna keep 1, draft 1, cut 2. So this is Addison Barger, Jorge Polanco, Luis Pena, who knows like when he's gonna be up, and Caleb Durbin, your boy. So I already know, man. You're gonna be like you're gonna be like Durbin should have been in the first tier. So have at.
I mean, he shouldn't be in the first tier, but he's got more upside. Like he could hit 15 home runs, but more really the biggest upside, which you saw, I think I haven't seen his splits, but I'm gonna say in the second half, like in the last month, even he started stealing a lot more. That was what I was saying this whole time, but since before he's had his major league debut, I'm like, this guy runs like he can, and he gets the green light, then he's going to steal, like he could steal 30 bases. You steal 30 bases and you have good ratios, it almost doesn't matter what else you do. You have like obviously niche value, right? Let's take he was correct. I remember that. So last September, October, he stole 7 bases. So he was trending up as the season went down. You can steal 7 every month. Gosh, I'm no mathematician. That's a lot of steals. How many seasons? Is there 6 months? 1, 2, 3. Yes. So 6 months times 7, you got friggin' 40. You got 40 steals, man, 42 there, but 40 steals, 30 to 40 steals with Durbin. Obviously, I mean, he did it for 1 month. It would be a lot. You got to stay healthy. You got to be playing well, but you could do it. And he's got a good profile. And I do think that everyone thinks, oh, well, that was like kind of like the peak. That was peak for Durbin. I'm like, what do you mean? He's a kid. It's like his rookie season. Like that you do see that sometimes. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities, but like you look at his Savant page, it's a funny one. I love it. It's just so niche, right? But he's just a pure hitter. He doesn't strike out. In fact, if you want to look at something else, he knows how to take a walk. In the minors, he took more walks. Maybe the Brewers have said, no, don't do that. We want you to be a little bit more aggressive. We'll see what happens. But if you can get up to if you can yank out closer to 15, or maybe it doesn't matter. As long as it's between 10 and 15 and he can steal 20 to 40 bases, good ratios. My only guy that I'm thinking about keeping over him, and it pains me to say that because I love Derb, is I do like Addison Barger as well. So Derb's obviously at least a drafty. I'm going to take one more look at Barger. It might have been a little while since I checked out his page. Yeah, he's exactly what I remember. Just a specimen. This is a guy, 25.
Biggest issue with Barger is playing time. Like they signed Okamoto, so it's like, when's he gonna play, right?
I don't know why you would. I mean, I don't really remember his defense at this point. I'm freaking tired too. But 26 years old, and he's got this expected stats that are actually higher than last year. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a 25 to 30 home run profile. But you're right, it's going to depend on playing time. He's a lefty. He already hit 21 last year. He's only 26 years old. Great bat speed, great everything, pretty much. Doesn't strike out too much. Doesn't take that many walks, but like he's like an exciting guy. He's like the anti-Durbin, So yeah, I think it almost depends on your league format. So if he has 25 home runs, but he's 250 batting average with a 315 OBP, versus if Durbin can improve to like a 260, 270 average, 330 to 350 OBP. Oh, and like steals 30 to 40 bases. I guess it depends what you need. I'm gonna be a crazy guy. I'm the only guy in the world. I'll say I'll keep Durbin. Whatever. It's not real. There's no gun in my head. Screw it.
All right. So you're drafting Barger then?
100%. And then that forces me to cut. I think Polanco does he not have durability issues? I could have sworn he did. Maybe that's just I owned him one year.
Yeah, it's like every other year. Like last year he was healthy and he was pretty good, but it's like every other year he's hurt.
He's always like when he's been healthy, I think he's pretty much, except for in 24, he was kind of bad. But even then he hit 16 home runs. But he's always had some good upside. So he's been around for a while. That seems like that was kind of a career year, 26, but he's in a great spot this year. We'll see what happens. Metrics like him. I hate to cut that. Some people probably, I don't know. I don't know why you shouldn't cut Durbin over him. I think so many people play as if bat speed is a fantasy category. They get so lost in the savant sauce. They see a guy with a weird profile like Paredes. I'm guilty of that. Or Durbin. Or even Michael Bush, right? Michael Bush I was doing a podcast last night and I was pointing out, Michael Bush, despite his terrible bat speed. And they're like, really? And they looked into it and he's like, oh, I didn't even know. I'm like, yeah, it's like random, but he just makes it work. So at the end of the day, production matters above all, and Durbin's going to be a producer. Polanco's going to be great. I hate to cut him here. He's cut. Since you're making me cut too. And Pena, too many unknowns. Like he could be amazing, but Barger and Durbin are solid guys.
Interesting. So I'm doing like the exact opposite of you in this tier. I'm keeping Luis Pena.
That's fine.
Even though he's he's a couple of years away, but I'm still keeping him just because he's got so much juice right now that even if you wanted to trade him, you could trade him for more than these guys most likely in most leagues. Depending on how far out like people see, because there are people in dynasty leagues who are always playing for this year and they will never play for like future years. But there are guys who are like always in build mode. You know what I mean? There's like guys in leagues that are just always just collecting prospects, and then they never are actually like collecting a real team. They're just like going for the MILB championship every year. So like Pena has a lot of juice to those types. So I'm definitely going to keep Pena, and I would draft Polanco here. Even though I really like Barger, and if everything was fair, right? If they had the same amount of at-bats, you guaranteed me they have the same amount of at-bats through the year. I'm definitely going to take Barger. But I'm taking Polanco just because I'm assuming that he's going to get many more at bats. So in 1 year, I'll take Polanco for that. Derbs, man, like I get the value in him, and he's way more valuable in points leagues to me, in my opinion. But I just am not going to buy that he's going to hit over 10 home runs again. Like I know he's kind of.
People said he wasn't going to do it 5 home runs, so I think 11's already shattered some people's expectations.
Yeah, it definitely did. He was way better than I thought he was going to be. So you were right. Like you were for sure right on him for last year. But like, is he going to have that kind of power again? I don't know if he will. Like I do agree. He's got great plate skills and he's fast And like, despite like the 92 hit tool from the S scores, the reason he has a 92 hit tool is because his batted ball stuff doesn't portend toward like line drives and power. It portends toward like ground balls that are going to get him on the bases. So like, I feel like he's just a way better real life player than like fantasy.
Yeah, he's a grinder, dude. Yeah, he just, you watch him. Sometimes he'll just take what he can get, right? He'll make the most of it and just chop one and leg it out or something like that, which is going to drag down all his metrics, right? Because he's just a different kind of guy. But you see when he has those home run swings, they're like, some of them are no doubters. Like he's not a skinny small guy. He's like a dwarf, right? He's 185 pounds of muscle. The guy is fit. So when he decides to yank one out, like it's just it's not that crazy.
All right, we're gonna get to our last tier here, which is a giant blob of guys, and I'm calling this the massacre. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep one, draft one, and cut the rest. This is the massacre. You got Casey Schmidt, Miguel Vargas, Alex Freeland, Tommy White, Nolan Gorman, Caleb Bonham, Mark Vientos, Zach McKinstry, Carlos Correa, Brock Wilken, Otto Kemp, Alec Boehm, Ernie Clement, Ethan Holiday, Ryan McMahon, CES, Josh Young, and Luis Rengifo. So everyone is being cut except for two. You're going to draft one and keep one. Who are you picking?
The draft sound. So you're telling me that the draftee is playing this year. I can't keep him after that.
Yeah, you can't keep them no matter what. They're thrown back to free agency no matter what.
Well, and you can't go with like an Ethan Holiday there, right? You know, you got to go with Mark Vientos there, in my opinion. You got to go with him. He's such a weird guy, and I don't like him long term for fantasy as much as I do now. He still has the third base eligibility, which makes him. I don't think he's going to be there long term. I don't think anyone thinks that. But for right now, it's such a shallow position. Yes, draft Mark Vientos 1,000%. What happens if he doesn't? Like he was flashing it again for like what was it, like August or like early September last year? I was like, yeah, it's okay. He's back. He's gonna hit 30 home runs again, and then he just kind of became bad. I don't know. He's got it in him. Maybe just New York's. I thought he was the ultimate Met guy. You know, thought he kind of fit in right, but it's not working out all of a sudden. So we'll see. Maybe it's a reset somewhere else. But Mark Vientos drafting him this year, just knowing what we can get with him. It's kind of the same deal you'd be going with by gambling with Gorman, who seems like he'll get one more chance. Seems like it's been one more chance for a couple of years now. So we'll see. But yeah, and shout out to like Clement, Baum, and McMahon. These are underrated guys too. But I think Vientos just has that. He's got more oomph. In a points league, maybe you go with a Clement. Clement's like sneaky in that kind of format. But I go drafting Mark Vientos and keeping. So now maybe I'll have fun here and I'll pick a prospect. It's interesting because Wilken could easily be up this year. Has big upside. But Ethan Holiday is Ethan Holiday. Caleb Bonham is pretty great too. So those are my three candidates for keeping. I'm pretty sure Ethan Holiday has the most upside. He's the furthest away. What's the league format? What's the league? No. I'll just make it easy on the format. I'll say how many teams are in this league?
We'll say 15.
So if it's 30, it's Ethan Holiday. If it's 20 or less, Brock Wilken. 20. What if it was like in the middle there? Maybe it's Caleb Bonham. Probably not. I think Bonham and Holiday have like the same amount of development left still. They're probably gonna be similar. And I think Bonham is gonna be really good. I just don't know if he has that sheer raw power that Holiday possesses. He might have more of an approach, more stolen bases, so he could end up being better from a fantasy perspective. But Brock Wilken's almost in the bigs, and he's got 35 home run power at, as far as I can tell. And he's not just like this. He's not a Mark Vientos where it's so risky that he could just bottom out of the league, like a Joe Adell kind of thing. It's like, this is like if Joe Adell was on any other team, imagine Joe Adell was on the Mets, like he wouldn't be like, his career would be over probably, right? He wouldn't have been jettisoned to the Angels.
He'd have been traded to the Giants.
Yeah, no, to the Angels. That was where he was always destined to be. And so, you send Vientos to the Angels. That'd be so much fun. Just swing away. Just see what happens. Brock Wilken though, like he doesn't have a terrible approach. Like he takes a ton of walks. It's actually an issue of just like swing the bat a little more and find, pick your spots, because when he makes contact, the quality of contact's out of control. So really cool. I think that Brock Wilken in 20 teams or smaller, and then Ethan Holiday for the long play. So I cheated the system.
Yeah, you cheated. I like it.
But it does matter, and that's a real answer.
I would definitely gamble on Gorman, just because like the rest of these guys, it's like, what's their upside? So I would definitely be gambling on Gorman here because he's gonna play this year. So I'd be like, why not? And then for keeper, I would keep Bonnemer. I love Bonnemer, a big Bonnemer guy. I think he's basically gonna be like the next, or like the righty Gunnar Henderson. So huge fan of Bonnemer. So that's the end of the podcast. We will see you next time. Follow Doc at Doc Eisenhower. Follow me at Fantasy Aceball. Make sure you subscribe to the MLB Data Warehouse. And when you subscribe, tell John it's because of Doc and Tim. Because according to John, he doesn't think he owes. He's trying to keep Doc a poor man. He doesn't think he owes Doc any money because he said a bunch of people have signed up. I know a lot of them are because of you guys, but nobody said when they sign up specifically it's because of you guys. So help Doc buy some whiskey. Let's get Doc some whiskey. Buy him a whiskey. Sign up for MLB Data Warehouse. All right. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next time.